Yep. 101st video, guys. Yay! And now we gotta get to talk about the worst of 2018. Because as much as I'm happy and you guys would love to see that, I know you get a sick thrill out of watching me suffer. Like I said, I'm all for reviewing stuff you guys request. Just be prepared that I might say no sometimes, unless we get above 10,000 subscribers and I start getting paid for this. Sorry guys, at that point it's no longer a hobby, it becomes a job, so... Yep. Promise I haven't been drinking Morty, but sometimes this stuff's necessary. Though I joke about the drunk Rick, compared to last year, there wasn't as many bad movies, but their quality of badness was a lot worse. Seriously, after looking back to last year's list, I would put Emoji Movie maybe at number 5 or 4 on this list, compared to everything else. That's right, I got stuff here worse than a freaking Transformers movie, Medea movie, and freaking Emoji Movie. That's how bad it is. But, that being said, like I said, there wasn't that many. When it came down to my worst list, there was about 7 outright horrible bad, but another 6 or so that were just kinda meh. And they were bad in their own way, just not as bad as some of the rest. And brings us to number 10, guys. Objectively, this one's not as bad as the rest, but man, did this make me upset. Number 10 is Pacific Rim Uprising. Look, I love the first Pacific Rim movie. I still hold it as one of my favorite movies of all time. I still watch it to this day. It's every anime and, giant robot fighting kaiju cliche you could ask for. The action scenes are beautiful. The cliches I joke about are actually really well done and enjoyable. The character's charisma carries it through. Benicio del Toro does a really good job in his role. And just seeing the giant robots fighting the kaiju, when you come from nothing but Transformers movies, and then eventually got Power Rangers, which did it well too, but up to that point, we got nothing but garbage. So seeing an actual good robot fight was actually really good. Contrary to Pacific Rim Uprising. Pacific Rim Uprising is just a massive letdown, guys. I mean, in all seriousness, who was asking for this to be this bad? Like, when I talk about Pacific Rim to people and they imagine in their heads what it is, this is the movie I imagine. Just mindless action for no plot purposes, characters having no actual depth at all until they actually die. Oh, wait, no, even when they die, there doesn't seem to be that much of an impact to the story, which, man, does that hurt. But yeah, this thing is just outright bad, guys. Like, the main character is unlikable, the girl is just bad. Like, everything is just so bad. Like, not outright horrible, but compared to what we were, we had a movie that was up here. And then you get this. The gap is noticeable and makes the fault stand out so much more because you know you could have done better. We have proof you did better. It's like Bumblebee. Now they've made a good Transformers film, there's no excuse of you can't make a good Transformers film. Well, guess what? We made a good Pacific Rim film, so there's no reason why the next Pacific Rim should be this bad. And they sequel bait it so hard it freaking hurts. It's sad when the first film doesn't do that, but then you go, we can make a franchise out of this. Let's make money. Let's not make a good movie, let's make money. So yeah, objectively, there was some worse. Like Solo was objectively worse, Nutcracker was objectively worse, Mile 22, The First Purge. But this one just left a sour taste in my mouth that I still can't get out and makes me upset. Now I want to hear there's a new Pacific Rim film coming out. I don't feel that same connection. You tell me there's a new How to Train Your Dragon, I'm freaking waiting in line for the tickets. You tell me there's a new Power Rangers movie, I'm waiting for the tickets. You tell me there's a new Pacific Rim, I sip my water thusly. Condescendingly if you don't get it. Yeah. But still, it's not the worst, it just makes the list barely. Number 9 makes the list, and it was going to be on the list, I just figured it would be the number 10 slot. But Pacific Rim kind of snuck its way on there, there wasn't that much of a bad film to replace it. Number 9, Ocean's 8. Another gender flop of a movie that didn't need to exist. Look, when we watch Ocean's 8, we don't go, man, those men are doing a great job. Look at those amazing men. Super awesome special men. We look at 11 people robbing a bank. And technically, women do play a part in that movie, to some regard. And in the 12th one, Tess plays as well. So you know what? You can't say it was only for men like the Ghostbusters. Yeah, there were originally female Ghostbusters before that movie, and there were originally women in the Ocean's 8 film, or the Ocean's franchise, I should say, before Ocean's 8. And I wouldn't be so upset if it was actually not so cliche. Yeah, so the men steal from a mafioso boss who basically is the equivalent of Al Capone of freaking Vegas to get revenge. Then they try to do the same thing for 12 to pay back the money they stole from him and then screw him out of it at the end. And then they freaking rob from the guy who put one of them men in the hospital. They do the Chicago way. It's done perfectly. 12, not so much. We don't talk about 12. But if there was like a spiritual successor to 12, you got number 8. Just the heist. What? Like, there's a lot of plot contrivances like, oh no, that fridge is locked back there. Hold on, let me call my best friend who's an expert hacker who knows exactly what to do. Oh, did I mention that they're third freaking teen? Yeah, out of nowhere. Look, in the old movies, there was some rise of tension and there were some setbacks, but they sat down, they thought about it. There was deliberation, there was actual teamwork, talking with each other, planning. Yeah, Danny was in charge, but you know what? He took everyone's opinion who even talked, even the 2 stupid brothers he gave up about. Even freaking the amazing Ching, who's also in this movie, had more freaking to do in those movies. Look, and what's the thing? It's not even Ocean's 8. It's really Ocean's 7. Then they bring out an imaginary 8th member who knew from the get-go, which why they're doing that I have no clue, even their reason makes no sense. And then they bring Ching on, so now you got Ocean's 9. So guess what? Your film's a lie, your premise is a lie, you got horrible writing, no good characters. Seriously, could you make one of them actually enjoyable to watch? Like, give them some actual good quirks. Like, the brothers were acting like brothers. Bernie Mac was a good con man and a good front man. You had the rookie who knew what he was doing. You had the veterans who were providing some support. Each one had a reason. One was legitimately, all he was doing was funding the damn thing with his money, which you could say was the one character in this movie's premise. But it just doesn't go anywhere, guys. My reviews have more coherent thought than that movie. And there's less plot contrivances. Hold on, wait, there's someone at my door. Let me go talk. Oh, wait, it's the person I've been secretly working on to film these reviews with. Okay, cool. Got it. See, makes no sense, but in the movie they expect you to take it. And just the fake out upon just... I can't wait for Cinema Sins to get to that one because they're going to have a freaking field day. But still, that's just bad. It's not outright horrible. I wouldn't put it on worse, but it's just so bad, guys. It's wannabe cliche after wannabe cliche. And then we get to number 8. This is the one that most people debate with me on. And a lot of people really like this movie. I couldn't freaking stand it. I tried watching it again from their point of view, and I still couldn't freaking laugh. If you make a failed comedy, you make a failed comedy, and that's a big thing in my book. So number 8 is Game Night. Yeah, I bet most of you forgot about that, but apparently a lot of people were raving, one of the best films of the year, one of the best. Yeah, and where is it now, bucko? Game Night, such a bad comedy. And here's the thing, none of the jokes had any power, any weight to them. A slight chuckle at best is what you would get out of me. In fact, if it wasn't for freaking number 2 on this list, I would say it's the worst comedy of the year. Man. This one was painful to watch, guys. Like, I let the theater just... Like, when you sit down to a comedy and you get nothing, not even a good laugh, it hurts. Watching it again, it hurt even more. I'll be honest, halfway through the dang thing, I was playing Ni no Kuni, just trying to grind out some levels for my freaking familiars, and literally dealing with that schlock. So many better movies to watch than this, guys. Just... do something better with your life. Go watch Happy Time Murders. At least then you get to watch a puppet get mauled by a dog and shot up with a shotgun. Never thought I'd see that in my life, but guess what? It happens. Some things you can't unsee, but it happens, and you'll get a lot more of a laugh out of that than this film. But like I said, a lot of people enjoyed it, so it wasn't that high on my list. I do take others' consideration into respect when I actually do make this list to some regard. That being said, Last Jedi still sucks, and so does Beauty and the Beast remake. Fight me on it. With words, not fists. We fight with our minds here. And I hope you guys understand how much it hurts because I want to beat so many people up who made these last five, but I gotta get through the bottom five first before I can rant and rave. Number 7. On the subject of ranting and raving, this is a spiritual successor to King Arthur from last year, or Sword in the Stone Part 2, or freaking whatever the hell you want to call that Arthur Sword movie. Just Robin Hood. It's like you see that freaking sword movie of Arthur, and then you think, hey, I can do the same thing with Robin Hood, just manage it to make it somehow worse. I'm going to make Little John a freaking Muslim Assad guy who loses his freaking hand. It's okay. He's going to teach him how to fight the evil Prince John, and we're going to bring Tom in, but we're going to make him a villain now, and we're going to do all this stuff. It's like, once again, somebody read the freaking Robin Hood stories and then go, hey, I can change it up. I can do some new stuff. Here's my new twist. This one guy who's usually his friend now becomes a villain. We now do all these other twists. And it just... Why do we have a Saving Private Ryan moment in this freaking movie? I didn't sign up for Black Hawk Down with freaking bows and arrows. Some would say, oh, that was a cool gimmick. I say that was freaking stupid. We need our support. We need our support right now. Do you mean the catapults? God dang it, we need air supports. We don't even know what the air is. We think flying is witchcraft. We need air support now. I'm not Batman. Even though he acts like, Green Arrow acting like Batman, which this is just, oh man. The contrivances upon contrivances, guys, and just the utter assassination of some characters. Like, Maid Marian's a revolutionary? Okay, fine, that kind of makes sense, but then the sheriff is really in power and the cardinal, and they're trying to overthrow the king, and then all this other stuff, and then it comes to light, but he's still an outlaw, and then just... What? Get a better script, guys, please, I beg you. The coherency and the actual plot progression is all over the place. That's why this one's all over the place, guys. I'm trying to think best how to say it sucks without just saying, it freaking sucks. On the subject of sucking, not really. You want to know why this one's only at number 6? Because, you know what? I didn't leave that movie theater outright mad. I left with a massive smile on my face because it's finally over. I'm free from 50 Shades. That's what you call a segue, folks. 50 Shades Freed. Number 6. Worst movie of 2018. Man, this has been a long time coming. Look, far be it from me to say when things are outright bad from objective sake. I know people love these films. Yeah, Wannabe Bondage 101. Yeah, use zip ties, buddies. Let's see how long your freaking arteries will last. Seriously, a simple Google search can tell you how bad this stuff is. And also, not ignoring the fact that this is not freaking love. People have said, Beauty and the Beast, that was Stockholm Syndrome. I never saw the Beast straight up beat up Belle and basically mentally abuse her till she was basically his pawn. In an S&M relationship, that key word is relationship. Mutual respect and trust. Not the moment she gets pregnant, you turn into worse than Edward from freaking Twilight. Oh, wait, I can't say Twilight 50 Shades because it's different. It's not fanfic. Yes, it is. My God. And then just random kidnapping, in a 50 Shades plot. Why? And then they just, the car chase and the crappy editing and the crappy stand-ins and just the horrible moral, because who finds this stuff even remotely attractive or enjoyable? Look, I can understand Desperate Housewives need a Harlequin romance as much as anybody else, but you know what? There's better stuff than this. And just, the acting is somehow worse than Twilight. The last Twilight film I at least laughed in because it had Michael Sheen. I could embrace the over-the-top gay vampire that was presented before us, even though he's not gay, but let's be honest, he's gay. But this movie is just god-awful, guys. Literally, nothing of anything really happens. She gets pregnant. She takes over a freaking company because Christian buys it for her, because, that's how it works. And then literally just nothing. There's nothing in this movie, guys. I felt like pulling my fingernails out how bad it was. Just sitting there watching this horrible train wreck of two sociopathic people who should not be with each other. Or maybe they should, but don't bring a child into this, because I just can't. Ugh. And then, worse, she finds out she's pregnant, and they go to the Red Room. I don't know what they were going to do, but when you got stuff going on like that, just no. Your movie's so bad, you're making the freaking babies on my next door neighbor cry. If you can hear in the background, sorry about that. New neighbors, they just had twins or something like that, so congrats to them, but to me it's been nonstop crying all day and night, so yeah, it happens. I guarantee what's happening over there is a lot better and a lot more believable relationship than what happened in 50 Shades Freed. But hey, it's over. We're free. No more 50 Shades movie. I'm so happy. And then I look at the list and go, oh wait, I got 5 more films to talk about. These movies suck. Yeah. So, you guys know what comes next. Tune in for part 2 where I dive into the top 5 worst movies of 2018. And slowly lose what little sanity I have left because whatever bad things I said about those movies, they get worse. You've seen my reviews. They get far, far worse. See you all in part 2. Oh.